to Sangha out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Tình chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto Suchedo Ye La Hudi San Miao San Putos Ye. Nam mô Tạc Tạc Tha Tô Ya Da Ya La Ha De Tam Miao Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom and thus come one sure with actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jie wan jie na zao yi. 我今见我的手之眼界，如来真实义。From Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Sixth Patriarch, Venerable HsuanHua, Venerable Love-Home People, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知識、阿彌陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa lục tổ, Hòa thượng Kim Hoa Ký thầy cô và các vị đệ trí thức A Di Đà Phật. Today is the 21st, yes, of June 2020. We are discussing Chapter 7. Titled Faculties and Conditions of the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. Currently on slide 313. Starting a new Bhikshu that see how the Sixth Patriarch chooses to teach him according his causes and conditions. His name is Zhì Dào. Okay. One thing first though. This right now, with the pandemic going on and people running scared, and it's understandable because many people died. I mean, it's very easy to get infected, and so I understand that. But that's why the government is enforcing some rules for public safety. And I want you to know that, for example, they require people to wear masks and observe social distancing. It's a good thing to do. I have nothing against it. It's a good thing because it's mostly for others' safety. So our attitude has always been to, wherever you go, we merge in, we blend in. We don't draw attention to ourselves. So we go to places where the people wear masks and observe social distancing. By all means, let's do that. Okay? But at our temple, please don't be shocked because we don't do it because we've been like this for the last, since December. And we know, I made it very clear to you that you have nothing to worry about. I personally guarantee your safety. If you have any problems, you let me know because we've been able to deal with the virus, get rid of it personally and among the people here as well, people away from the temple as well. So it's from track record, not BS. It's not wishful thinking. It's reality. All right? The reason being that we, as Mahayana practitioners, choose to live without fear. I don't want you to come to my temple and have fear that you're going to infect us. By all means, come and infect us. We're not even afraid of you or your virus. But if the virus chooses to piggyback off you to come here and cause trouble, we kill them. There's no other way to put it. And if you go back and you feel that we're responsible for infecting your family, by all means, give us a call. We'll fix it for you, free of charge. It's because I want you to come to my temple, to our way places without fear. Okay? Of course, Zhì Dào, don't sue me. You won't get any money out of me. We're very poor. Okay? But the point being that we want to be socially responsible, and that's part of our being responsible is to extend protection to you as well. All right? And I need you, Sanghas, to be aware that it's called leadership. You need to communicate it clearly. I'm bringing this to your attention because I was planning on going to visit my master's temple, and I found out that they're frightened over there. They're afraid. They're very frightened. They're afraid to die. I said, Mike, what kind of Mahayana practitioners is that? What kind of baloney is that? Okay? It's because they're not told not to worry about, and they have no means of coping with it. It's sad, you know. I'm very proud of the fact that I need you to understand that Mahayana practice, we are fearless, okay? We're not stupid. We simply are fearless because we know the extent of our abilities, okay? All right? So anyway, it's nonsense. The whole world is so frightened. Okay, it's too bad. Okay, we continue our work, we continue our practice, and we don't care. Okay, I see newcomers come to our temple. I'm not even afraid. We're not even afraid we're gonna get infected at all. Who knows where they've been? But the last since December, we've been all over. You know, grocery stores, drug stores. Sandwich shops, you name it, okay? And so far, we survived. Some of us got tested once or twice. We still have no problems. As I maintain to you, I killed the virus, okay? You mess with us, we kill you. All right, going back to slide 313, Sutra Text. Bhikshu Zhì Dào, a native of Nanhai from Guangzhou, asked a favor. Since leaving home, 圣智道广州南海人也，仅意约学人自出家，当chỉ đạo người quê ở Nam Hải, Quảng Châu đến cầu thỉnh học nhân từ khi xuất gia. Okay, so this is a new guy, Zhì Dào. Zhì Dào is Chinese for Zhì is resolve, Dao is the way. So resolving for the way, aspiring for the way, if you will. Okay, This is a name that his Shifu, his teacher, gave him when he was fully ordained or something like that. Okay? Guangzhou is near Hong Kong, where with some problems right now, right? Yes. Okay. Nanhai. What's known for Nanhai? What kind of food are they known in Nanhai? You Chinese people, tell us. What's good? No? No one knows? You have no culture whatsoever. Jesus. I'm sorry. My Sanghans are totally uncultured. Give us time, okay? Resolve for the way. That's what it says here. So since you became a monk, 315 Sutra Text, your student has studied the Nirvana Sutra for over 10 years, has still not understood its great purport. I hope that High Master will bestow his instruction. Chinese character, Lan or Jian. Lan, 涅盘经实在有余，未明大义，愿和尚垂悔. Xem kinh Niết Bàn hơn 10 năm mà chưa hiểu rõ đại ý, nguyện Hòa Thượng thương xót chỉ dạy. So, in 316, the commentary, so this monk here has been investigating the Nirvana Sutra for 10 years, okay? Meaning that he went to lectures on the Nirvana Sutra, excuse me. He read explanation of Nirvana Sutra. He studied the sutra for over 10 years. So, because this Nirvana Sutra is the sutra about enlightenment. So, it's the aspiration you investigate a sutra to understand more about how to become enlightened. Okay? So this guy has great resolve. Zhì Dào means resolve for the way, resolve to attain the way, if you will. Not just resolve for the way, just practicing the way, but resolve to attain the way. Okay? That's very Chinese. They're very discreet. They don't brag about it. Okay? Just they say resolve for the way. Actually, it means resolve to attain the way. Okay? So this guy, because he wants to attain the way, therefore, he chose to keep on digging into the Nirvana Sutra, okay, which teaches the Buddha taught. He says, I'm leaving, I'm going to teach you about this Nirvana Sutra so that you know how to become enlightened. Okay? So even he investigated for 10 years, he still didn't quite understand this sutra, the meaning of the sutra. Okay? All right, 317, Sutra Text. The Master said, what point haven't you understood? Sư曰, rủ hở trụ, Wei Ming. Sư nói chỗ nào ông chưa rõ. All right, 318. Sutra Text. Zhì Dào replied, all activities are impermanent, characterized by production and extinction. When production and extinction are extinguished, that still extinction is bliss. 曰诸行无常，是生灭法，生灭灭以即灭为乐。But chữ hành vô thường là pháp sanh diệt diệt, rồi tịch diệt là lạc. All right, 319. This is the verse that was that Master HsuanHua likes to quote about the encounter of a rakshasa ghost and Shakyamuni Buddha in a prior life, where anyone remembers what that story is about? Shakyamuni Buddha at the time was practicing the way, like Zhì Dào. And he one time he was walking down the street, okay, and he saw this ghost saying, chanting along, says, all activities are impermanent, characterized by production and extinction. And Shakyamuni Buddha, being a very, very serious cultivator, said, wow, I never heard anything like that before. Okay? So he stopped the ghost and said, continue, go on. And then the ghost looked at him and said, look at that Shakyamuni Buddha's sincere face, and says, you really want to know the rest of the verses? Shakyamuni, of course I do want to know the rest of the verse. Then the ghost says, well, I don't know, the ghost says. And somebody, come on, what can I do to get you to recite the rest of the verses? And ghost says, well, you're really sincere about it. I do have some conditions, okay? So Shakyamuni Buddha, which wasn't a Buddha back then, was cultivating the way. He says, you name your price, okay? And then ghost says, well, I haven't eaten anything for 1,000,000 years. I'm kind of hungry. And so I need some food and drinks. And Shakyamuni Buddha said, no problem. I will get food and drinks. And the ghost says, wait a minute, don't get excited. Not just any kind of food and drinks. I feel like human flesh, warm human flesh. And Shakyamuni Buddha says, let me see. Warm human flesh. Where am I going to find some warm human flesh right now? And so Shakyamuni went, oh, you know what? I got it. How about I give you my leg? Human legs. And ghost says, yeah, it's a start, but I'm very hungry. Remember, I haven't eaten for 1,000,000 years. I'm afraid a leg is not enough. Shakyamuni said, what about a leg and an arm? At least I can walk. And the ghost says, yeah, that's better, but I'm afraid I'm still pretty hungry. So the Buddha says, okay, I got your drift. I tell you what, you tell me what the rest of the gatha is, the rest of the verses. I offer up my body to you to quell your hunger. And the ghost says, is it for real? Are you for real? Well, of course, the Buddha says, I never lie. So he goes, okay, can I trust you? So they both reached or signed a contract, okay? So after they sign a contract, the ghost recites the rest of the verse. He says, when production and extinction are extinguished, that still extinction is bliss. And the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, was so ecstatic. He heard the full verse and said, my God, it's so wonderful. The Dharma is so beautiful. My God. I'm so happy. I could die. The ghost said, yeah, I'm waiting. Come on over. Come. The Buddha said, Shakyamuni Buddha said, just a minute. Let me, what is it? How do you say it? On the rock? On the tree? Carve it on the tree so that after you eat me, at least it's there. Others can also benefit from this verse, this wonderful verse. And the ghost says, okay, but you better hurry up, okay, because I'm very hungry. I can't wait. You smell so good. So Shakyamuni Buddha carved that thing, and then they say, okay, I'm ready. The ghost says, are you sure? Are you ready now to meet your maker? Shakyamuni Buddha says, now or never. So he closed his eyes, okay, and waited to be chewed upon. And he waited and waited, and nothing happened. So he opened his eyes and saw the ghost fly up in the air, becomes, some kind of heavenly being. Okay, he says, good indeed, good indeed. You passed the test. You're willing to sacrifice your body, your life for the Dharma. Good indeed, good indeed. Okay, goodbye. Okay, and so that's always a test. Okay, so Shakyamuni Buddha, before he even became a Bodhisattva, was willing to sacrifice his life, his body, for the sake of the Dharma. And people are afraid to come to my temple because they're afraid of a small virus thing. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's a story about the rakshasa ghost encounter with Shakyamuni Buddha. So the verses are such. Do we explain this later or not? Okay. So I'm sure that's not still the six patriarchs' thunder. Let's wait for him to explain this. Okay? Be patient. All right. So, 320, Sutra Text. My doubts are with respect to this passage. Yu Zhi, ý gạn, ý hộ. Đây là chỗ nghi hoặc. 321, the Sutra Text, the Master said, what are your doubts? Sư yue rủ zuo mà sân ý. Sư nói, ngươi làm gì mà sanh nghi? Rủ zuo mà sân ý. What did you do? Right? Is what the Chinese mean. What did you do to have doubts? What did you do? So it should be more accurate than what are your doubts? What did you do? Okay? So change the English for future reference. Okay? Ours should be a little bit better because it's so six patriarch. He said, what did you do to cause your own problems? The problems are self-inflicted. It's no one else's. Okay, that's the spirit of cultivation. Ordinary people blame others. They say, I don't get it because it's too noisy, because it's too hot, because too many distractions, I'm too hungry, and so forth. The wise people, see, this is so subtle with the six patriarch teaching. I'm sorry, you guys if you miss this, it's too bad. Because you say, what did you do to have such doubts? Okay? So you have doubts because you did something wrong. That's so six patriarch. Do you fix the English? No. Okay. Never mind. If you don't fix it, we'll forget about this. Okay? What did you do to have doubts? You want me to fix it? Okay, let me fix it. This is important because, if we want to preserve the six patriarchs' teaching, what did you do to have such doubts? Okay, that's what I would do. I would translate it like that. Okay. Forget about our commentary, excuse me. Yeah, I'm ashamed of my commentary. Okay, 323, Sutra Text. All living beings have two bodies, Zhì Dào replied, namely the physical body and the Dharma body. The physical body is impermanent and is subject to production and extinction. 曰一切众生皆有二生. 众生 here should have a hair on the head. Okay, the 众 should have a hair in the head. That's the proper character. Okay, the 众 without hair is 众生 always have a hair on the head. Okay, please make a note of that. 众生皆有二生，为色生法生也。色生无常，有生有灭. But cả thảy chúng sanh đều có hai thân là sắc thân và pháp thân. Sắc thân vô thường, có sanh diệt. All right. Commentary on 324. He says, as far as I know, all living beings have two bodies. The physical body and the Dharma body. Okay? And the physical body is made of flesh and bones and blood. And therefore, it is impermanent and is subject to production and extinction. Meaning that this flesh body here is born and then eventually will die. That's the nature of the flesh, our flesh bodies. So far, so good? 325, Sutra Text. The Dharma body is impermanent and is devoid of, there should be an of there, a devoid of knowing or awareness. Okay. The Dharma body, the Sutra says, devoid of. Sorry, folks, we need to be patient with us because we try to improve the quality of the English text here. Void of knowing and awareness. The Sutra says that when production and extinction is extinguished, that stillness and extinction is bliss. 法生有常，无知无觉，静云生耶灭矣。寂灭为乐者. Pháp thân là thường tồn, vô tri vô giác, kinh nói sanh diệt, dứt rồi, tịch diệt là lạc. The commentary on 326 says, the Dharma body is permanent and is devoid of knowing or awareness. Okay, see, he's contrasting the flesh body, the Dharma body. The Dharma body is, he learned it from the Buddhist scriptures. Dharma body is one of the bodies of the Buddha. And this Dharma body is permanent. It's never changing, and it lacks knowing and awareness according to Zhì Dào. And the sutra says that when production and extinction is extinguished, that stillness and extinction is bliss. He says that according to the sutra, when there's no more production and extinction, then there's that stillness and extinction is actually very blissful. Anyone has any questions or comments about this? Okay, if not, then 327, Sutra Text. But I do not know which body is in tranquil extinction and which receives the bliss. 为生何生寂灭,何生受乐, chẳng biết thân nào tịch diệt, thân nào thọ lạc. Commentary in 328. He says, since there are two bodies, the flesh body and the Dharma body, and if if the sutra says there's bliss that's being experienced in stillness and extinction, I wonder which body, when it is in tranquility, in extinction, it receives the bliss. Okay, so this goes to prove that this guy here is symbolizes, represents, if you will, the scholar's ignorance. Okay, he read a lot of stuff, and he synthesizes them. He synthesized information, and that's why the result is confusion. He couldn't understand. All right. So that's typical of the people who depend on the thinking, the deduction, the reasoning to penetrate the Buddhist scriptures. That's not possible. Okay, you may be able to do that with Hinayana texts, but not Mahayana texts. It's not possible in Mahayana text to use your brains to comprehend. Okay, and that's why most scholars, okay, they gravitate towards Hinayana texts because they can relate to it. They see the logic. They see the reasoning behind it, because Hinayana teaching is based on appealing to your logic, whereas Mahayana is a way we cannot allow your limited logical thinking to bog us down. That's too slow for us. Okay, we need you to leap. In order, if you want to become enlightened this lifetime, you need to go into, certain teaching. You cannot do gradual teaching. It's too slow. Not enough time. Okay? You don't live long enough. All right, Sutra Text 329. If it were the physical body, when the physical body is extinguished, the four elements scatter. This is completely suffering, and suffering cannot be called bliss. 若色身者，色生灭时，四大分散，全然是苦，故不可言乐. Nếu là sát thân thì lúc sát thân diệt, tứ đại phân tán, toàn bộ là khổ. Khổ không thể nói là lạc. Very logical. Commentary in 330. He says that, when the physical body, this flesh body we have here, dies, the four elements scatter. Okay, it returns to dust. And that is a lot of suffering, a lot of pain. And this suffering cannot be called bliss. So if we die, and that's when, if you remember, when stillness, extinction, then it's called bliss. So it says, cannot possibly be the flesh body, because the flesh body, when it enters extinction, meaning when it dies, when you die, it's pain and suffering. Okay? How can it be called bliss? You agree with that? Okay? Anyone disagree with this reasoning here, that when you die, the flesh body is very happy? Okay, there you go. So we continue, right? And this is logical. 331, Sutra Text. If the Dharma Body were extinguished, it would be just like grass, trees, tiles, and stones. Then what would receive the bliss? 若法生即灭，即同草木瓦石，谁当受乐? Nếu pháp thân tịch diệt, tức là giống như loài cỏ cây, ngói đá, ai đang thọ lạc? So on the commentary on slide 332, it says this Dharma body, the other body, that permanent body, when it scatters, okay, then it has no more feelings, so it becomes insentient beings or inanimate things. Okay, inanimate things cannot possibly receive or enjoy the bliss, have feelings. Right? So far, so good. So that's why he's been stuck on this for 10 years. Wow. 333, Sutra Text. He continues his reasoning. Moreover, the Dharma nature is a substance of production and extinction, and the 5 skandhas are the function of production and extinction. 又法性是生灭之体, 五蕴是生灭之用. Lại nữa, pháp thể là pháp tánh là thể của sanh diệt, ngũ uẩn là dùng của sanh diệt. All right. Oh, he gets deeper and deeper. That's very scholarly. Scholars' problems. Commentary in 334. He says, moreover, Dharma nature is a substance of production and extinction. Okay? He says, the Dharma nature is actually a substance, okay, of this production and extinction. And the 5 skandhas, or the 5 components of the ego, are the function of production and extinction. Now, he uses 2 big words, a few big words. My primary objection is the use of substance and function. Okay, he has no idea what it is. Okay, that's a problem with these people. They read these words, they look it up in a dictionary, they have no idea what that is. This substance here is not meant for you to understand. Okay? It cannot be described. It cannot be understood. So when you hear people say substance, when I hear people say substance, I look at them and say, no, this person doesn't know what substance is. Okay? Yeah. So if they don't know what they're talking about, you can simply say, toss it away. Okay? Do not go there because it's confusion. Okay? You are not a teacher like the 6 Patriarch. When you hear confused people, the best thing to do for you is to stop and back out. Okay? Because you don't need garbage. Okay? No need for garbage. So I recommend in the future you hear someone says, Dharma nature, just use the word substance here, okay? Okay? Careful. If that is a patriarch, if that is an enlightened bodhisattva or something, definitely memorize it. But this is an idiotic scholar. Oh, excuse me, a scholar that forget idiotic. Okay? And the 5 skandhas, I don't think he understands 5 skandhas either. But the function here is a big word, very big word. Function of production and extinction. Again, he's speaking nonsense. Okay? It's crap. Okay? Dump it. Don't waste time. Okay? So, for example, you read as scholars, those, I think 99.9% of the scholars don't know what they're talking about when they mention substance and function. I only found 1 scholar, okay, is exception. I can't even mention his name. Okay. So in general, You don't bring these big words, bring up these big words. And that scholar, I don't think he brought up big words either. Okay, so basically, scholars have no business going to the Mahayana scriptures because they have no idea what it is. They're butchering it. Okay, they're making a fool of themselves. I'm sorry, they can stick to Hinayana. Okay, because at least Hinayana, they're learning something. Mahayana, they're overreaching. They are totally confused. Okay? All right. 335, Sutra Text. With one body, having 5 functions, production and extinction are permanent. At the time of production, the functions arise from a substance. The time of extinction, the functions return to the substance. 一体无用，生灭事常，生则总体起用，灭则摄用未体。Oh my God! Nhất thể ngũ dụng, sanh diệt là thường, sanh là do thể khởi ra dụng, diệt thì thâu dụng về thể. Oh, yeah, it gets deeper and deeper. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. And this is where I kowtow the 6th Patriarch. He put up with so much crap. I had to that. I look at him. I just stand up and say, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." Just hold on to that thought, Hold on to that thought. I'll be right back. Okay? Because it's total confusion. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And why would anyone bother dealing with these many layers of confusion? And that's where I really admire the 6th Patriarch. I don't have his patience, and that's why the setup, the mise en scène, the background information is so beautiful because you see how difficult it is. I give up. I tell you right then. And some people come to me with only 2 layers. I say, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." Already, this guy here goes down to the substance and use of function level. I say, "Oh, that's too much." Okay, this is why he's a patriarch and we're not. Why would you want to be a patriarch? Yeah. Sutra Text. If there were, oh no, there's still more. If there were rebirth, then sentient beings would not cease to exist or be extinguished. If there were not rebirth, they would return to tranquil extinction and be just like insentient beings, sentient objects. Excuse me. 若定变生，即有情俱类。What? 不断不灭，若不听根生，则永未寂灭，同于无情旧物。哎呀！若听变生 ，Why didn't they translate that? Huh? 根 ，Yeah. Excuse me. 若听根生。So why didn't they translate this section, this phrase? Was it translated? I don't think so. There's a thing in here. I'm sorry? Sheng is rebirth. Rebirth. Gan Shen is rebirth. Ro Ting is not translated. Is it translated? This is when you a little bit of a Chinese knowledge of Chinese helps, because it has such subtleties here. Rô thiên, why? Nếu chịu sanh trở lại tức là loài hữu tình, tâm niệm chẳng dứt chẳng tắt. Còn nếu chẳng chịu sanh trở lại thì về cảnh giới tịch diệt đời đời, đồng với vật vô tình. Rô thiên. Thiên what? Huh?
Can it have a meaning like permissible for ting?
Assuming. Okay. Assuming. So this is the if there were.
If you permit.
So this is assuming, right? Yeah, it makes sense to me. I didn't know that ting has that meaning. Okay, that's fine then. Ting, assuming that there is rebirth. Okay, fine. I buy that. Okay, that makes sense. All right, go to the 338 Sutra Text. You see, at this point here, I said, oh, no commentary. Okay, I think Master HsuanHua even didn't want to comment on this either. So I assume my master is also fed up with this case. He also gave up as well, because you see, you try to explain it, you dig a deeper hole for yourself as well. Okay, let's let the sixth patriarch handle it. Let's not touch this. Okay, so it's funny. There are cases where, like in the sixth patriarch Sutra explanation, Master HsuanHua, he didn't touch a lot of these things, you know. So now I know why. That's why I was scared. I read this. I remember reading these sections that say what, and Master HsuanHua wouldn't even touch it. I said, how the heck am I going to explain to people if people ask me? And you know, might as well admit that we don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Okay. 338 Sutra Text. Thus all dharmas would be suppressed by nirvana, and there would not even be production. How could there be bliss? 如是则一切诸法被涅槃之所禁服，尚不得生，何樂之有? Thế thì các pháp đều bị niết bàn ngăn chế, còn chẳng đặng sanh, có gì là vui? See, this is what I made fun of the scholars, especially the modern day philosophers. They come now. You read about the modern theories of philosophies they come up with. It's the building on a house of cards. They quote all the papers. Who quoting more papers before them. That's basically nonsense. So you have nonsense on top of nonsense, on top of nonsense, on top of nonsense, and they congratulate themselves, publish those papers, and then give them raises. Okay, so I'm sorry, philosophers nowadays, philosophy majors, you are all deluded. Okay, it's my humble opinion. Sutra Text. If you know that, why would you go into philosophy? Honestly. Because if you don't subscribe to your professor's nonsense, how can you possibly get a master's or PhD? The kind of diplomas that's bestowed upon you is nonsense by nonsense people. That's verified, that's certified, you have nonsense knowledge after spending oodles of money. And that's I have living proof right there. He got a master's of philosophy from one of our UC universities. Okay. Don't turn his microphone on. It's okay. Yes. 340, Sutra Text. The Master said, you are a son of Shakya. How can you hold the deviant views on annihilationism and permanence, which belongs to other religions, and criticize the Supreme Vehicle Dharma? 续曰，汝是世子，何习外道断常邪见，意罪上圣法。 Oh my God. Sư nói, ông là con nhà thích, tại sao tập theo chỗ tà kiến của ngoại đạo mà bàn qua pháp tối thượng thừa? Hở xí ngoại đạo đoan trạng xế diện. Why? How can you see whole? That's why. Yi zui shang sheng fa. Yi is criticized, really? Does that mean criticize? Does it? Yi luân. Okay, well, it looks like the English translation is pretty good. It's mine is not as good as theirs. Okay, commentary in 341. The sixth patriarch says, stop. Stop it. You are a monk, a disciple of Shakyamuni Buddha. Remember, he's our fundamental teacher. What we're learning, we're studying is his teachings. Okay, so we are all sons and daughters of Shakyamuni Buddha. And because of him, we're born into the household of Buddhism. Okay, and that's what the meaning of the three refuges ceremony, because we born into that household. Okay, so that's why they're called sons of Shakya, meaning that even for left home people in particular, we are like in an inner layer of an inner circle of the sons of Shakya. Okay, the lay people are outer sons. Left home people are inner sons. Okay, all right. So how can you hold the deviant views on annihilationism and permanence? Okay, which according to the externalists. Okay, and how dare you criticize the Supreme Vehicle Dharma because of that state of confusion in your mind. Okay, so immediately the sixth patriarch says, "Shut up." You see that? Stop it. Okay, so it's interesting how he chose to teach this guy, this utterly confused person, so well read, typical scholar. Okay, and he says, "Cut it out." Okay, stop that. Okay, your views are confused because you are using the concepts of annihilationism and permanence from the externalists, okay, and try to justify the Buddhist teaching, the Buddha vehicle teaching. You're so confused. Okay, in particular, it's deplorable because you are a monk. If it were like a scholar or a non-Buddhist, then it's more understandable. But you are a professional left home person. How could you? $342. So he scolded him right away. Sutra Text. According to what you say, there is a Dharma body that exists apart from physical body, physical form, and a tranquil extinction to be sought apart from production and extinction. Oh. 据如所说，则色圣外别有法生，離生滅久與dị滅. Cứ theo chỗ ông nói, thì ngoài cái sắc thân riêng, có cái pháp thân, lia chỗ sanh diệt, cầu nơi tịch diệt. Oh, beautiful. How he wiped everything in one fell swoop. It's so cool. So basically it says, all the 10 years of your pondering brought you to total confusion. Okay? Now you are subscribing to all of your thinking, all your understanding is based on annihilationism and permanence. Okay? It's no longer Buddhism. Okay? And therefore, let me explain to you that now what you're saying is that this is beautiful. It says if you're saying there's a Dharma body that's different from physical body, it's so Huineng-ish, and a tranquil extinction that is to be sought apart from production and extinction. Whoa, this is beautiful. Uh-huh. Oh. So he patiently followed the logic of that guy, and actually he cares. I would say, how could you dump garbage over here? Okay, the sixth patriarch is so patient. Yes, sir. Give him a microphone back there, please. Orange.
I'm
red.
not sure I understand what is meant by tranquil extinction, Master.
Tranquil extinction is from the Chinese 寂灭. So you have tranquility, like when you meditate. Tranquility is when your mind calms down, dies down. Okay? So it feels very calm, very tranquil, no noise. That's why the monks in Hinayana, they would go hide themselves in nature, in the mountains, in the valley, because there's fewer chaos, there's fewer interruptions, less noises, fewer desires. Okay? In nature, there are very few desires. Yes?
Be tranquil then.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you have tranquility because you have all these noises die down, so it's tranquil. Okay, lack of movement. Extinction is when you have no more mind. Your thinking mind dies. That is called extinction. I'm not talking about you're physically dead or in a state of coma. No. Your thinking mind stops functioning. Okay? That's what we use the slang word. The thinking mind dies, actually stops functioning. Okay? So that's called extinction. So tranquil is that when your mind calms down, okay? No more, no more noise, and extinction, and the thinking mind stops functioning. It's at rest, and that's called extinction. And that extinction is tranquil extinction is extremely blissful. That's what the sutra is referring to. And I don't think any scholars has an idea what I'm talking about. Okay? You can regurgitate all you want. Okay? Yeah, people can imitate what I just said. You can memorize this and repeat it. Okay? Still, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Simply words. I'm describing to you what I described to you. The words I use barely scratching the surface, what it really is. That's why I can talk about it. And then I tell you that you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? So let's relate to tranquil extinction here. The tranquil is when we meditate, you reach a state of tranquility, yes? You sit there long enough, your mind becomes tranquil. So physically, that's why 久坐圣禅 is that describes that tranquility right there. Okay, that's why the Chinese Chan school has long sits produces Chan, produces samadhi right there. So tranquility, you have your mind becomes more tranquil, more tranquil, more tranquil, more tranquil, more and more and more and more. That's tranquility. Okay, and so you go to this level, there's a Chan. One samadhi level, you go downward, it's one more level, and one more level. So tranquility increases as your samadhi level increases. So far, so good? I know the scholars don't know that. Okay? So, and then the extinction is when eventually you reach a state where actually your thinking mind, because of your training, because our technique, okay, will start functioning. Then you experience wonderful, wonderful bliss. Okay? So it's a process. You eventually, someday, will get to it. And you say, oh, I know what this is. Master HsuanHua told me, a million lifetimes ago. We'll come back. It takes a while before you get there. But when you get there, when you experience it, it sounds familiar. It sounds, yeah, it's true. So that's Buddhism for you. Right now, we planted the seeds for you to see what those words are, okay? And then I give you a little more information, but actually, you will experience yourself that's beyond description, that's beyond words. The only thing you say, that's what it is, finally. What a cool state. Okay? So they weren't pulling my legs at all. Okay. So the six patriarchs are saying that you separating the Dharma body from physical form, you shouldn't do that. You're separating the tranquil extinction from production and extinction. Can't do that. Okay? I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but you don't know how to ask them. At least Brady's honest. Says, would you mind telling me what this tranquil thing is? Okay, 344. Sutra Text. Moreover, you propose that there is a body which enjoys the permanence and bliss of Nirvana, but that is to grasp tightly on birth and death and indulge in worldly bliss. 又什么对涅槃常乐，言有生受用，是乃指什么临生死，指命令生死，但着事业，但 something。 lại nghĩ cảnh niết bàn là thường vui, nói rằng có hai thân thọ dụng, ấy là cố chấp, tiếc thương chỗ sống chết, quá nhiễm sự vui sướng ở thế gian. Oh wow. Okay, 345. I have no idea what he's talking about. So he patiently says, "You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong." Okay? Now, I propose, let's not go into the details here because it's nonsense. This is a nonsense that Zhì Dào is nonsense, not our nonsense. You dig into it because we're not teachers. Who cares? Right? I mean, it's nonsense. If he chose to be so confused, because that's what he did to himself. Remember? What did you do to have such doubts? Remember? What did you do? Okay? We didn't do it, so why do we need to understand? Do you agree with me, sir? I mean, why would we want to dig into this? This is nonsense. Okay? It's more fun to look at him, how he handles it, and I say, well, I'm glad I'm not a sixth patriarch. He has so much crap he has to deal with every day. All right. Okay, so you can go into this and you can explain it, and it doesn't help us at all. So I refuse to go into it. Forget it. I'm imitating my masters. He didn't touch it. He wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole himself. So why should we? Okay? Be careful. Don't fall into the trap of trying to impress people or trying to people coming here and showing up and say, I don't think you get it. You're right. I don't get it. I refuse to get it. Goodbye. Okay. Sutra Text 346. You should now know that the Buddha has established that deluded people mistook the union of five skandhas for their own bodies and discriminated dharmas as externals, thus and marks. 若尽当知佛为一切迷人，任五蕴和合为自体相，分别一切法为外尘相. Ông này phải biết Phật thấy tất cả thảy, các người mê muội, những năm uẩn hòa hiệp làm các tướng của thân mình phân biệt, cả thảy các pháp là các tướng của thế gian ở ngoài. My God, the Vietnamese stinks. Anyway, it's okay. 347 on a commentary. You should know that the Buddha has established that deluded people mistook the union of five skandhas for their own bodies. This is a fact. Okay? You are so attached to this body because you're confused about the five skandhas. Who's not confused about your body? Raise your hand. See what I mean? No. You're confused because you don't understand about the five skandhas that make up that thing called you. Okay? So that's the first, and then second thing. That's inside, outside, he says. They discriminate external things as external dusts and marks. And you keep on discriminating external things, You're so attached to marks, You're attached to nice. You're attached to loyalty. You're attached to proper. Okay? And you hide improper. Your own evil nature. See? How appropriate. touche, he says. Okay? So the mind is discriminating, okay? And so if we're proud of it, we're proud to discriminate. Oh my God, I know so much. I'm a Mahayana practitioner. I have no fear. That's discrimination, mind you. See that? So he's gently chiding this monk and says, now, first of all, you are a professional Sangha, and yet you use the reasoning of the externalists, okay? And then never mind about the externalists. You are so confused about yourself, okay? Because you're discriminating. Okay, 348, Sutra Text. They love life, loathe death, drifted from thought to thought, not knowing that illusory dream is empty and false. Hào生恶死，念念牵流，不知梦幻虚假. Ưa sống ghét chết, niệm niệm đổi dời, chẳng biết sự mộng huyễn, giả dối. So he says, you are a monk, and yet, this is very insulting, you're no different from a lay person. It's very insulting. Okay? You see how the kind of shock treatment the sixth patriarch is doing to this monk? He says, first of all, he says, you're confused. You don't understand. Your reasoning is based on external teachings. It's nonsense. Okay? That's forgivable. Okay? But you are a professional, and yet you're no different from the unprofessionals. You're a left-home person, and yet your thinking is just the same as an at-home person. It's very insulting. I don't know about you. If he talks to me like that, I would not be happy. But then you're lay people, it doesn't bother you. Oh well. My commentaries fell on deaf ears. Okay? Lay people, they love life, loathe death. Yes? Aren't we? I remember asking some of my left-home people, what are you afraid of? They said, death. Shame on you. Yes, sir. Red.
Master, I was going to ask, how could...
Go like this. Point it at your mouth. There you go.
Could you be a left-home person and still be attached to your Skandhas?
How can you be?
Yes.
It's very easy.
It would seem as though that would be, you would take that off as well as your civilian clothes. When you become left home, you're no longer going to be involved in your Skandhas. Seems like, I don't know.
I resent that. You're enjoying it too much, sir. It's not polite. I agree. Touché. It's kind of funny that the sixth patriarch, a great teacher like sixth patriarch, pointed out to us that we are left-home people. It's a wake-up call. We are left-home people. Are we above loving life and loathing death? Okay, and he's really scolding this Zhì Dào. He says, you love life and you loathe death because of your state of confusion. Okay? And you drifted from thought to thought. Okay? You cannot stop thinking. Yes? That's what drifting from thought to thought means. Okay? Not knowing that this body of yours, this is but a dream that's empty and false. So, point well taken. Stop accusing us. We heard already. I mean, this man here is really revealing our true weaknesses already. You don't need to rub it in. Okay? Please. Give us a chance. Give us time. Okay? The point being that left-home people is no different from lay people if they don't rise above loving life and loathing death, thinking endlessly and not refusing to wake up from this dream. Then we're just no different from lay people. So you're right. So we're under no illusions, by the way. I train my people. I say, my children, my left-home people. I say that until you stop loving life and loathing death and able to stop your thoughts and wake up from this dream, okay? But you know different from a lay person. Therefore, don't ever think you're better than a lay person. Okay? Just because you don on this clothing doesn't mean that you're better than a lay person, as long as you have all these characteristics, these weaknesses. Okay? However, truth be told, okay, lay people, how many lay people are aware of this problem they have? You're so proud that you love life, and you say, I'm going to put off death as much as I can, as long as I can. You're so afraid of death, okay? You hang on to life, and you love to think. Excuse me. You love to think, and you say, "What dream are we talking about? I love this life." So, lay people don't even know this is a state of confusion. At least, and there's no excuse. I'm not trying to defend ourselves. At least we left-home people, once we shave our heads and do these things, okay? At least, I don't know about the other temples. In our temples, they're aware of this, okay? That they need to rise above this state of confusion. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this in order to more quickly rise above this mess, this state of confusion. And because we have the technology, we have the training, we have the environment to do that. That's suitable, more suitable to do that. Whereas you lay people, you immerse yourself in these illusions. So therefore, we do have a better chance to rise above this than you, because our training, our program is geared towards doing that, whereas your lifestyle is not. Your lifestyle makes you sink deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So, yes, we may be confused like you right now, but let's give it time and see. Eventually, we are dedicating our lives to get out of this confusion, whereas you not. Okay? I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you the facts. Yes, we're confused, but we are addressing our confusion. You're not. Feels better. Okay? So that's why not only are we addressing our own confusion, we are creating tools to help you get out of your confusion as well. One thing is rebirth of the Pure Land. Since you refuse to do it now, do it next lifetime. All right? So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that, yes, we are confused. We're working on it, and we also at the same time are preparing ourselves to help you get out of this confusion as well. Because I don't know about the other temples, but our temple, we are not interested in saving ourselves only. That's not who we are. Okay? We intend to get out of this confusion and help people get out of their confusion. Questions or comments? Hey, children, now is the time to raise your hand. Yes, Master. I'm glad you can chime in and say, Master, I feel less confused. Something like that, along that line. Come on, we're in it together, boys and girls. Because if they think that we are loafers and getting the donation and do nothing about them, they're going to dry up very soon, especially in the pandemic era. Yes, sir. Red.
Master, can a novice extinguish thoughts, but at the same time not give up on life and not give up on worrying about death?
You're asking for the impossible.
Can that be a gradual process of extinguishing thoughts and eventually reaching the point where death in life doesn't matter to you?
Oh, no. Oh, no. This guy will not let go. Don't you hate it? Can a novice let go of the 5 skandhas? Okay. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Can a lay person rise above the 5 skandhas? Some can. Not the one who keep on asking hard questions. Okay? I mean, let's be clear about it. I'm very honest about this, okay? So, not only left-form people, not only novices, but also lay people can rise above it, because it's not reserved for just anyone at all. It's for everyone. However, it's slightly different. For example, the way that we left-form people, even our novices, rise above it is quite different from the way that you need to do to rise above it. The way what you have to go through is much tougher, much harder, much more difficult. Okay? But it's possible. There's a way to do it as well. And the next obvious question that I will ask myself before you ask me is, have any lay people done that? I said, absolutely. Many lay people have done it. Many, many Buddhist disciples through the history of Buddhism have done it. Have any lay people in our temple done it? And that's the second question. Let me see. No. Just kidding. Okay. I can't tell you because there aren't many of them. So if I say yes, he said, oh, I know which one already. I know. Okay, so I say maybe. Okay. The question is, have our novices have risen above these things? I say yes. Because so many of us, you cannot tell which one from which, okay? So, yes, absolutely, it's possible. Okay? Yeah. Yes. Okay, internet is joining the game now. That's not a good sign. They're catching on to us. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 347.
Can we
347.
Can we go back to slide 347?
Yes.
Should it be union of the 5 sense organs instead of union of the 5 skandhas?
No, the 5 skandhas.
The 5 skandhas are empty, but I don't recall a union discussion.
The union is because those are the combination that will give you a full sense of a self. Okay? Yeah. So that's why. This is very precise. Okay? At this point here, the translation in English is very good. You have to give credit where credit is due. They did a good job. Okay? At my master's temples. Well, all right. But this, you know why? Because it's basically Hinayana Dharma. Okay? When it comes to Mahayana territory, that's when they struggle enormously. Okay? Yes? Okay, so it's 347, we're okay, right? Okay, so bottom line is to your question, why are the monks so confused? We are confused, but we are working on it. We recognize that we're confused, unlike you. Okay, we recognize we're confused, we're working on it, and we have the technology to produce results. Okay? And that's what intrigues me, because it's not false promises. I've seen people break through. More than one. Many people broke through, and you know what? The further along you progress, the more you find life to be wonderful, to be beautiful, to be so meaningful. So it's not like you do this and then you, unlike the Hinayana, and you do this and then you hide behind the 4 walls or an attached hut, or you disappear in the mountains or in a deep valley, okay? No, we don't do that. We're still here. We're still engaging with you, because that's how we progress even faster, okay? Our Dharma is unlike the Hinayana Dharma. We engage, okay, in order to progress. That's the difference. Yes, and when we engage, we make mistakes, we learn a lot, but then we also enjoy the process more. Find life is wonderful, life is beautiful. It's a fact. Okay, and I have the pleasure of observing that in my children for the last 15 years. All right, so we speaking from results, not like the scholars. They read books and they read words and they think they understand. They try to merge the words, synthesize the words, and they get more confused. Whereas what we do is, instead of going to these big words, okay, you go through the training, and there's a specific training where we don't emphasize like scholarly teaching. You see, tough cookie. Huh? All right. Any more questions? Okay, now let's go to 350. Sutra Text. They evolved needlessly in the wheel of reincarnation and mistook the permanence and bliss of nirvana for a form of suffering. All day long they chase and seek. 往受轮回，谁是往？以常乐涅槃，翻为苦相，终日持求。Oh yeah, this is luống chiều sanh tử luân hồi, lấy cảnh thường vui niết bàn đổi làm trạng tướng khổ não và trọn ngày chỉ cầu ở ngoài. Okay, so he says this is what confused people do. It's not restricted to only lay people, but left home people too. Okay, these people, they revolve needlessly in the wheel of reincarnation. Needlessly. Needlessly because they don't know that they have a choice. Okay? So they feel like, I have no choice. I'm going to die, and whatever happens after I die is beyond my control. Okay? It's so wrong, because you give up on your own future lives, which is total nonsense. Okay? And we need to tell people that I need more of these videos, these video clips. It says we do have a choice. You hear me? Okay? I need to tell people that this is a real reincarnation, and you have to weigh it out. You have to stop it. Okay? You don't have to keep revolving in the wheel of reincarnation. Okay? It's your choice. Okay? And there's a way to get out. Don't settle don't submit yourself to these forces. Okay? There's a way to get out. And that's so important to get out. Okay? And why did they do that? Because they mistook the permanence and bliss of nirvana for a form of suffering. Okay? These people are so confused. They're so upside down. And all day long, you 持求, you seek, okay, and you chase after external things. Okay? You chase after money, you chase after food, you chase after recognition, fame and profit. Okay? You chase and seek for those things. Okay? And you think it's meaning, that's a meaning of life. You chase after degrees. This is why I don't know why my master allowed his disciples to chase after PhDs. Because I look at his PhD candidates, they're still chasing and they're still seeking. Oops. Okay? Yeah. So that's wrong. All day long, we're chasing. We're very proud of it. We're seeking. We're proud of it. Okay, and that's how we keep on revolving needlessly in the wheel. This is our human condition right here. Okay, and I need you. Do me a favor. I need you to tell more people, to proclaim that you want to get out of the wheel of reincarnation. That's how you can help a lot of people. Don't accept the fact because they know nothing about death. They know nothing about what happens after death. Therefore, you turn a blind eye, you don't dare look at death. That's nonsense. Is it clear? The people of the world, are so scared of death because they know nothing about death. And that's why, like when the Tibetans, they wrote a book on the Book of Death. I read it myself. One of the first books I read in Buddhism in English was the Book of Death, because I was intrigued. It was so famous. With the Dalai Lama, that guy. So I read it and says, I wouldn't subscribe to that. Okay? That's a poor way of dealing with death. It's not Mahayana. In Mahayana, we have much more ways to more effectively deal with death and to help you get out of the wheel of reincarnation than the Tibetans. I'm sorry, it's just my personal opinion. I'm disappointed. Okay, in their approach. I'm totally unimpressed. Okay, so anyway, this is so important, folks. Help me, help the sixth patriarch, help the Buddhist patriarchs pass the message, spread the message. Okay? Don't settle for being entrapped in this world. Okay? Because that's the default. If you don't do anything about it, you are trapped. It's the nature of our existence. You chase after women. You come to my temple, chase after women. Thinking is a cool thing to do. You're revolving in the wheel, that's all you're doing. So stupid. And so we need to be louder about this. Okay, the Catholic, they say after death you go be with God. That's fine, but we have better things. Okay, the Tibetans, they say after you die you come back in a better body. To me, it's nonsense. Don't come back. Idiots. What's so great about coming back here? Are you crazy? You know how dangerous it is to come back here? Get out. Get out of this wheel. Get away from here. All right? And I need you to chime in. I need you to say that yourself. Say, I want to get out. This is nonsense. I refuse to come back here. I want to get out of here. I want to go to a better place after I die. Okay? More than the heavens, better than the heavens. Definitely much better than the hells. Okay? That's important because people don't know any better. I'm so surprised that, let me share you something I'm very surprised about. I wrote a book called Pure Land Handbook, okay, to introduce this concept about Pure Land, our Pure Land Dharma, our Mahayana Pure Land Dharma, mind you, not Hinayana like the Chinese and those Taiwanese and those whatever, okay. They're teaching, Hinayana, they're teaching right now. We introducing this concept of Mahayana Pure Land, okay, through that small book. And amazed on the kind of response people have. Why? Because it's, wait a minute, this is an alternative thinking, way of thinking about what happens to me after death that no one ever told me before. Okay? It's so well received, I'm so surprised. People are waiting. People are hungry for this kind of information. So I need you to add your 2 cents worth as well. All right? Yes, 10 fingers. Black.
Master, something very kind of funny. My husband was saying, I don't know, it came out of the blue. He said, will someone put in a good word for me when I die? I said, oh yeah, I already put in a good word for you.
There you go. You know, it's funny. It's so funny. It's so funny because people are so terrified of death because they know nothing about it. They know nothing about death. Okay? And they're so terrified of it, and they don't dare admit it. So when we provide information about what you can do, what happens after death, what you can do to get yourself, position yourself, better thing, like the Tibetan did, I said, wow, this is so cool. But then it's so short of what can be that in Mahayana we can do for you. You can do for yourself. And I think people are hungry for that. Okay, they're so hungry for it. It's just that they couldn't even dream before that they have a saying over their future lives. Okay? Not just like the Tibetans or the Hinayana or the Christians or the Jews, whatever, you know, they tell themselves. We present a new voice. It says, yes, there's much more you can do. You can go and experience bliss and joy right now before you die. And after you die, you still have a choice to go to a better place than this world. Okay? It's your choice. You can plan for your future, invest for your future, for God's sake. Okay? And people like it. Because it's better than blindly going forward and not knowing what to do, how to prepare for death. Okay, so let's pull our resources together and help and propagate this new knowledge about what do we call it? Death planning. How's that? We'll come up with a better name eventually. Pure Land Planning or something like that. Okay? Rebirth planning. There you go. Orange. Very good. Rebirth planning. There you go. Yeah. Don't you think it's such a nice gift to give to people, to give them the peace of mind because they're all so scared and they don't dare admit it, you know? Yes, Orange.
They don't dare accept it.
They what?
They don't dare accept it.
They don't dare accept it, absolutely.
Yeah, I've used the phrase rebirth to some people that just like freaked them out completely. They have no idea what I was talking about.
They have no idea, absolutely. They're so terrified.
And I couldn't explain it to them either. It's just like, it's impossible.
No, it's funny. I remember 10 years ago, you know, looking into like a guy like Ted Turner. He's a real playboy.
Yeah.
He knows it all, you know, cultured, very well read, you know, a maverick. He's fearless. But you know what? He's afraid of death. He's afraid of death. He's terrified of death. He has no idea what to do about death. You know, because he looked at all his money. What is he gonna do with his money? Can't take it with him. What is he going to do with all the love of his life? Okay? They moved on. Okay? So I saw a guy who is so brave when he's alive, but gets older, he says, you know, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you can't buy, you know, more time for yourself. Doesn't it sound sad?
Yeah.
I heard fear in there, you know? I'm so terrified this thing's coming at me, which I can't do anything about. Let's spread the word, okay? Can we start a new movement? Future Lives Matter? FLM? Yes, ma'am, back there, black.
Master, just 2 days ago, a little girl asked her about reincarnation. And then she thought, oh, if I die, that's reincarnation. Then it's fine. I could become an animal, and I could just, be a dog, and then go to sleep and ignore my master. And then I told her, I said, no, you don't get to choose. Maybe they get to kick your ass and harass you. And then she turned around, she said, oh, then what if I go to heaven and become, what would I look like in heaven? Now my question is, for her, is she planting certain seed? What would you say to help her, to help her to eradicate these animal realm or heaven realm seed so that she would plant a seed to the pure land and arise a Bodhi heart to go to be out of the reincarnation wheel?
What can I do? I'm glad I'm not her parent. Okay, the premise is wrong. Okay, you don't want to help people unless they ask for it. If they say she wants to go to heaven, he wants to go to the hells, that's her choice. Okay, we need to be respectful. We don't say, no, you can do better. My point being that we may know a lot more, but it's not time to tell them yet. They have to ask. If they don't ask, we don't tell. It sounds wrong. Wait a minute. Don't ask, don't tell? Okay. So it's just like, look at this case here where Chu Chang, this monk here, he studied 10 years. And he has this hunger to know, okay, because of the conflicting information he's got. And that's why he had to make a move to travel to see the sixth patriarch and ask for instructions. Then the sixth patriarch would teach him. But if you don't ask for it, no one's going to tell you. That's our tradition where I came from. Okay? Just because I know doesn't mean that I need to tell you. I'm not attached to telling you what I know. Okay? You have to ask the right questions before I answer you. You ask the wrong questions, I will give you the wrong answers. That's life. Okay? Be careful, folks. Okay? There's a difference between me telling you that you should spread more the word about what happens after death from your personal perspective only. Don't try to make it, I'm going to teach you about what happens after death. It's none of your business. Okay? You have no right to tell people. You only talk about yourself. All right? Don't make that mistakes, please. So if she wants to go to heaven, fine, you go to heaven. That's fine. Okay? Then if she say, want to go to heaven, and she asks, well, I really want to go to heaven. Then you know what I do? I say, well, there's very good ways for you to go to the heavens. Okay? Go to the church, go to the temple, go to the synagogue, go to the mosque. They have many ways for you to teach you how to go to the heavens. Is that clear? My job is to help her get what she wants, not what I want for her. It's irrelevant. Okay? Does it make sense? Our job is to help them what they want, educate them so that they get what they want. Okay? But whatever it is, we only stop at helping them get what they want, not what we want for them. I don't know when that makes sense. Okay, Orange, you have a comment, sir?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What happened?
You went past it, and I forgot what was going on.
Well, I was wrong. Yeah, shouldn't have asked me, Okay. All right? So far, so good? So the point is that, folks, it's so interesting because people are hungry for information about death and life after death, what happens after death, and future lives and stuff like that. It's nothing to do about Buddhism, okay? It's about, it's the internet age. People are interested in more mascara choices as much as information about recipes or life after death or something like that. Why not? Okay? All right. Are we on the same page? Yes.
I'm going to take issue about one thing. Like if you like somebody, it could be a relative or a friend, or just somebody you like.
Yes.
And you want to send them to the Pure Land.
Yes.
That they don't want that for themselves. They don't know the Pure Land exists.
Yes.
They hardly know anything really about future lives. But so you're interfering if you do something to send them to the Pure Land, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're interfering, but you're not discouraging that at the same time, are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm discouraging you from telling them things that they didn't ask for.
Right. Well, that.
But
makes
for
sense.
you, it's perfectly okay for you to give them a choice. Okay? Because you're referring to the fact we are things, we are dharmas that help them present choices for them.
Right.
Okay? So that's what we do. Because it's just like, let me put it this way. Your mother, okay? She can cook dishes for you to eat, but she just leaves it there on the table for you to choose. She doesn't force feed you. It's the same concept. Okay? If we care for them, we give them more choices. That's all we do. And it's up to them to decide for themselves. And you know what? Even though they don't believe in life after death and so forth right now, but after they die, they will be shocked to find out what happens to them. Okay? And let me assure you, 100% of the times, I have yet to find a case where it's not so, that they're so happy, they're so grateful, they have a choice. I have yet to see anyone in the last 15 years who says, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay? They appreciate the choices. That's how respectful we are. We don't want to say, I'm going to send you to the Pure Land, I'm going to send to the heavens, I'm going to send to the hells, whatever. All we're doing is that these are the choices. Okay? We recommend you go here. The judge says, he's right. The master is right. You should go there. So the judges, the King Yama chimes in and says, you know what, sir? This is the best place for you. As a judge, I recommend you go there. They're for real. I work with them for a long time, and I know it's for real. You ought to go there. Okay? So they're very grateful for that. No one ever said, I don't know, I'd rather be with God. I'd rather be whatever. Okay? Don't tell me about anything else. So all we're doing is we're presenting them with a menu. Right. French fries and...
Yeah. They'll say that now, but not after death.
Yeah. So that's what we do. Okay? Right. But what I'm stressing is avoid telling them things until they ask for them. Okay? Right. Because if you don't, if you tell them things before you asked, okay, it's not really helpful at all, because they might dismiss it and say, I swear to God, this is nonsense, okay? I swear to God, it would never go for these stupid things. And they cut themselves off. That's why we don't want to tell them before they ask for it. Okay? They basically are shooting themselves in the foot out of stupidity. They said, I'm a Christian. I don't want to go to the Eastern Bliss the Eastern Pure Land, the Southern Pure Land, the Northern Pure Land, the Western Pure Land. It's all nonsense. If they have that kind of reaction, they simply are shutting themselves out of those choices. Because, we have our pride too. You don't want us, why do we want you? Right?
Yeah.
At least I am. I don't know about Emitofuo Buddha. He may be more generous than I am. If you don't want me, why should I, bother? Okay, time is up. Next time, we continue at 3:52. Thank you, everyone. Sayonara. Let's do rebirth transference and help people, send people to the Pure Land. Okay. Yeah. Bye.